What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. If you guys could hear me okay, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the live chat. Let me just make sure that I have this all set up. If you guys could hear me okay, just give me a thumbs up. Yes, I got that. So don't forget the live chat instead of the top chat. I don't know why YouTube has that. But yeah. Yo, can you guys hear me okay? Good, thumbs up. Perfect, perfect. Angel, since you're always tuning in, do you mind if I'm going to make you a add moderator. I'm going to make you, Angel is now added as a moderator. So you're going to be able to remove people. Angel, I trust in you for all those that want to tune in live and that, there we go. So you are going to be a moderator. So if anyone says anything inappropriate, so like bad words or anything like that, then go ahead and just click here and then just go ahead and click on like, hide user from channel or just removed or put user in timeout. Let's do that. So loud and clear. What's going on, guys? So sounds good, sounds good. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. I'm going to go ahead and mute this real quick. And it looks like we're still getting people that are tuning in right now. And you guys should be able to see everything okay. What's going on, Angel? So what I wanted to do, and I wanted to see if this could be a weekly thing. So I go live on YouTube, and I don't think it's fair. Let me know what you guys think. I go live on YouTube almost at least once a day, right? And as our community for just the subscriber base, right, we're going at about like 300 to 500 people, new subscribers a day. And as those people continue to come on, a lot of FAQs continue to come on as well. And I want to make sure that I'm able to at least have one weekly call with the Techbud Solutions community that's just private. That's just us, the Techbud members, the people that are actually trading. I don't even post this on Facebook. These are the people that are actively part of the Discord chat. That's all. I'm not going to post the video anywhere else. I'm not going to publish the video anywhere. At least that's not my plan. I want to keep the video unlisted and just allow myself to make myself available once a week. And, I do my Sunday stock talk, but that's for the overall subscribers, right? And I feel like for those that are actually going to be having, serious questions, then I want to make sure that I can answer them for you, because now that our group is growing at such a rapid pace, not only just myself, but the other admins are being flooded with direct messages. So even if I can dedicate 20 minutes, or 30 minutes on a weekly basis, I'm pretty sure we can knock out a decent amount of questions. And most importantly, we can make sure that we answer the questions that, are going to be vital to your trades this upcoming week. So we do our Sunday stock talk that can prepare us for the week. I usually make another video talking about my top stocks on Monday, and maybe we can host these things on Wednesday or on Thursday in preparation for the end of the week. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Okay, sounds like a wonderful idea. I like it. I like it. All right, and we have about, so far, like about 150 people. It might be just due to the time of day and stuff like that we don't have that many people active within the Discord chat that wanted to tune in live. But no question about that. I actually can't hear anything. Is anyone saying anything in the live chat for Techbud Solutions? Because I can't hear anything. I think it must be my... Yeah, it's going to be, I'm sorry, I was going to try to see if I could answer any questions for people with, oh, I could hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, I can hear you guys. There's going to be a slight delay, but I can hear you. Yes, I could hear you. Yeah, that's so sweet. Okay, so for all those that are in the Techbud Solutions Discord chat, please make sure to be, again, please be organized. All right, so make sure that all your mics are muted, and then make sure that whatever question that you guys might have, yeah, just go ahead and ask away. If you guys can have a headset, that would be the best. So let's go ahead and get these questions going. So I'm going to make my screen a little bit smaller. What do you guys think about my neck pillow? Do you guys like it? Let's see. All right, sounds good. Looks like we're getting a quite... Who follows me? Who in the live chat right now follows me on Instagram? Did you guys see my overall position on the day? Let's see. So we got Luke saying, new to the market and took your advice. I did paper trading for 2 weeks. My first week trading on with my own money, I'm up 6% on the week. Thank you for the amazing videos. Keep it up. Luke, thank you again for tuning in, and I'm so happy to hear. So again, that's one of the biggest things like that. A lot of people try to discredit like traders, and especially people that have like YouTube channels that have a large audience. Is like, oh, they always just try to get people to invest in the stock market to, you know, take positions on what they call out and stuff like that. And you guys know from the very beginning, I've tried to encourage people to simulation trade and paper trade. Now, because our audience is so big, now I'm actually going to be running ads on motivating people that if they've ever wanted to get started, to start paper trading. Like I don't mind actually having to pay money to encourage people that if they've ever wanted to get started, I'm sure that we could all agree there's no monetary risk, and you get to surround yourself with free, you know, with a free group, right, of Techbud solutions, and you get to learn how to invest in a new market. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. There's no monetary risk. It's all just time that you're investing. So that's why I think it you know, it could be pretty you know, helpful and effective for a lot of people that are just wanting to get started. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. But I'm ready to do some technical analysis. If you guys have any call-outs, please be organized. And again, you guys can call it out in the live chat, or you guys can call it out in the YouTube live chat, or if you're actually in the voice chat for the Discord for Techbud Solutions, then feel free to call something out there as well. Let's see. Let's see. I like it, Don. That's a good one. What's up? All right. I don't hear any questions.
I took the motorcycle home yesterday, and then usually just leave it somewhere.
All right.
It's not this one here, is it?
What was that ticker one more time? XHB. Okay, so XHB, just let me make sure that I XHB, correct? Perfect. All right. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lupo, because I could hear you in the live chat. There is a descending pattern that it's forming, but it's a pretty, and this is not, this is, okay, so the only thing that as of right now, so the reason that I personally don't encourage people, especially if you're just getting started, to trade patterns like this is because you have to have a general understanding of support and resistance, right? Understanding if the stock itself is actively trending up and trending down. You have to understand that this is also an ETF, so it is a pretty consistent downtrend, and you could 100% make money with descending patterns, but you have to understand the descending pattern and understand where it's most likely going to peak out and what indicators are that you're going to be able to leverage to have an understanding if it's actually reversing back down and ended up not touching the resistance with this descending resistance, or if it's going to continue to push up and actually end up hitting it. So as long as you have that general understanding, I mean, I'm all for it. Looking at the overall pattern, I think it's pretty consistent, and today was the first green day of it actively trending up above this 180-day EMA. There's 3 questions that I would encourage you to ask yourself. Is first, do you understand the pattern? So it's that descending pattern, and do you think you understand it enough that if there's a reverse or break of pattern that you're able to you know, either cut losses or cover profits, right? Also, as it bounced at the descending support, that makes sense. It pushed up. It's very similar to the last time. It pushed up. It's showing signs of an uptrend pattern. The EMA is actively trending up. The second question that I want to ask you, that you want to ask yourself is the margin of profit worth it? So understanding that it has the margin right here with the potential resistance at around, like, you know, let's say $41. Right, 41. It could even hit highs of a little bit higher. In reality, it's about 4% potential for profit that it has to offer. Ask yourself: is this something that, with the descending pattern, with the margin of profit that it has to offer, is this 4% the best position that you can take out of all the stocks within your watch list right now? And if so, great. If not, then just add it to your list and then continue the breakdowns that you are usually going to be doing on Sunday or on Monday in preparation for the overall week, and ask yourself if this is going to be the absolute best trade. Remember that you're supposed to stay very micro focused. And then last thing that you want to ask yourself is this going to get me to my weekly goal? Is your weekly goal 3, 5, 10% growth on a weekly basis? And is this stock going to get you there? So first of all, you understand the pattern, so you'll understand when to cut losses, cover profits. You'll understand if it's a good deal and if the opportunity is actually worth taking. And then the last thing is it working towards your overall goal? And if it is, great. If it's not, then you can put it to the sidelines and see out of every other stock that you choose to break down if this is something that you actually want to invest in. So yeah. So great breakdown. I really do like the pattern. I'm actually going to add it to my watch list. So XHB, and yeah, I mean I like it. So let's see. XHB, sweet. I have a small account made. So QNST. I want to make sure that I get your name. So Patty, thank you again for calling out QNST. So we got QueenStreetIncorporated.com. So right now, this one, based on the previous patterns, this was showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern. Right, so the SMA line was validated as a support. Something that I would look out for is after its earnings, it had a pretty decent sell-off, which made it break its pattern. So right now, there's a break of pattern. And did you already take a position? I would drop it. There's a current break of pattern, and due to the news of the earnings, right, there was a break of pattern, and it acted as a negative catalyst that drove the price down. I think that this thing can continue to descend at about $10, and you just have to ask yourself, not only is the dollar loss something that you should be worried about, but the opportunity cost, especially as you're breaking down other stocks. While holding this, you're missing out on every other opportunity out there. So you want to make sure that, hey, yes, I can hold this and try to see if I recover my money that I lost, or I can simply cut losses, get myself out of a stock that's descending and start doing breakdowns and invest in something that's actively trending up. And therefore, I can make up that margin or that loss, that dollar loss, in a much quicker pace and also at a much safer pace rather than having and hoping that QNST actually reverses. So I hope that can put it into perspective. So MNST. Had to do with its earnings, I think, right? And again, this is timed for earnings season, right? So obviously, yeah, you guys have to be looking out for earnings. That's why I've made numerous videos talking about why I don't choose to hold stocks over earnings. Just something that you guys might want to take into consideration. So it looks like it had a pretty decent sell-off, but it ended up recovering. For Microsoft itself, it has a pretty consistent pattern, and it's still doing a lot of consolidation. Do you guys see this? From around $90 to about almost $100, around $98. That margin is decent, right? It's not bad, especially if you can get in at these low price points for these dip buys. Right now, it's trying to actively trend up. Yes, it did have a pullback. This is going to be interesting for tomorrow. If it ends up continuing to sell off and, maybe it comes right back down to 90 or sub 90, but then there's a lot of potential for it to continue to recover. And it looks like after market hours, it's recovering. So, yeah. How's the new house coming? So Glenn, we're still working on the new house. So I'm working with a lender right now in an effort to get pre-qualified. So there's just a series of paperwork and stuff like that that I have to get done. Sounds good. So yeah, I'll try to see if I can find you from the people that follow me. All right, yeah, let's break down. Okay. Okay, so pretty low volume. Also, remember one of the 3 questions is, do you understand this pattern? So do you understand this, like the low points and the high points, right? Do you understand this, like kind of, I would say this is pretty a pretty volatile pattern. This is not something that I personally like myself. It's a little bit too all over the place, and it's not very, it's consistent in the fact that it tries to recover, but as it pushes up and it pushes down, it's pretty volatile, right? It moves around a lot, and I think it has to do with the low volume. Asking yourself, again, remember, one of the questions that you ask yourself, is the opportunity cost worth it, and is it a good deal? Looking at the margin that it has from $13 to $16, and looking at it's almost made highs, right? It's pretty much at a price point where it's very overbought. You just have to ask yourself, is this a good deal? Is this the best? So if you think about it as a tangible item that you're trying to buy and resell, is this the best deal? that you can get right now. And in my honest opinion, for REI, yes, it does have the potential to continue to actively trend up, but based on previous patterns, it's also showing that it's on the overbought side. So there's a high risk for this thing to pull back and then to continue to sell off. And that's something that you might want to take into consideration, especially if you don't know the fundamental reason on why it's been pushing up so aggressively. If you're going based on technicals, then it would almost not make sense on why to get in right now. So yeah, I could hear someone that just said hello in the live chat for the Techbud Solutions Discord. I am new, but I have a ticker. Yeah, throw it out there. So so I see that you threw one out there. Okay, so KO. All right. So let's see. This is Coca-Cola. What the heck? This is a pretty low point for Coca-Cola. It's still showing signs of a downward pattern though. Do you guys see this? Very low points around 42. It's showing signs of a descending pattern. Remember, put an arrow on the direction where the EMA line is at the end of the EMA. What direction is this pointing? This is pointing down. But because this is such a low price point, yeah, there's a lot of people that ask me questions on like, personally, I don't do long-term trading, right? I don't do long-term as in more than 2 weeks. That's just my preference. It's not just something that I do. But a lot of people that are very busy always ask the questions like, hey, what's the stock that you would potentially, go for potential long-term? So something that you might want to take into consideration is the overall understanding of making sure that you're getting something at a good deal. And looking at the overall pattern for Coca-Cola, especially on the 3-year chart, it would almost make sense on why this can be a potential bounce right around the SMA line. But just look at the previous time that it was showing signs of a descending pattern similar to this one. It did a lot of consolidation for almost about, maybe a couple months, and then it started to actively trend up. So this is what I'm going to be looking for. This is what I want to see before it actually starts to trend up. So I hear someone whispering in the live chat. What's going on, man? Yeah, I could hear you. Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, what was I gonna do? I'm gonna add Coca-Cola to my general watch list. Sweet. Yeah, go ahead, call something out in the live chat. What was that ticker? Rig. Okay. Okay. So, real quick, so you're in the live chat right now, and I know it's going to be a little bit delayed, but for all those that are tuning in right now live, right now with the live chat both on YouTube or in Discord, why would this, based on the technical standpoint of being very close to earnings, and looking at the technicals of, again, asking yourself, is this a good deal? Why would this not be the best price point to get in right now? Just I'm sure everyone can say why it might not be the best deal. It's very easy to see in my opinion, but I want to see if you guys can see it as well. Why would this price point of around where it's at, around $12 to $13, could it be like that it's not the best deal right now? Okay, so you're looking at it for a potential short. I like that. Curling pattern. Yes, curling, overbought, new high. Well, it's definitely on the overbought side. It's overextended. So there is someone else that said that I'm shorting rig, right? As in like not me, but someone that called it out. It would make sense on why people would feel... if you understand technicals, it's very easy to understand if it's overbought or oversold, right? So what I would do is to get the overall confirmation of a descending pattern. Right now, the EMA line is still pointing up. So if we could understand the overall pattern for something like rig, we can set our alerts here, and if it actively starts to trend below $12, I feel like that would be somewhat of a confirmation, since this was a pretty solid resistance. This would be somewhat of a confirmation that, it could actively start trending down, right? And we could set a series of alerts on when people would want to take short positions again, and I'm not someone that shorts very actively, but I understand patterns. And it would make sense on why if it starts to break support levels and then breaks this solid and vital resistance that it previously has had, which would act as a new support, if it breaks below that, then it has all this margin, just like it had all this margin to recover when it was at $10, right? It has all this margin to sell off, right? And then you guys can try to see if it catches on right around where the SMA line is at, right? But it has all this opportunity that it has to potentially make, right? So it's about 12 to 13%. So I think that this is a good call to potentially look towards. If you're familiar with shorting and stuff like that, feel free to reach out to Ferris. I'm sure he's gonna love me telling me all you guys to direct message him. But just take it into consideration. Just make sure that you're considerate about the time, and maybe he can make a video or something about it on like a little bit more of it being like on how to take short positions and stuff like that. I personally don't short, but yeah. I don't understand this guy. All right. So thank you again for that call out. So yeah, we got everyone saying that it's consolidating, it's making new highs. Yeah, all that's good. We already broke down MU. So I believe, actually no, that was in the Learn Plan Profit group. I apologize. So MU was a call out that has been done, and I've talked about this with the private group that I have for Learn Plan Profit. And one thing that we talked about was MU has been doing a lot of consolidation based on previous. MU has been showing signs a pretty solid signs of an uptrend pattern. It was really doing a very good job holding very well around the SMA line. One thing that we've seen as this market has been pulling back a little bit is that it broke below the what's called the SMA on the 180-day chart. Again, I have my length set at 180. I have a video on it on YouTube already if you guys want to see more details about that. But you could see that as it's been trying to recover, it sells off and then gets rejected. Where does it get rejected? It gets rejected right around where this SMA indicator is at. So you could use that as an indicator to get a better understanding on where it would be good for a potential sell point, right? And as it's pushing up, it doesn't just shoot up, right? It pushes up, it pulls back, pushes up, pulls back. It validates this EMA line. So taking that into consideration, we can get a pretty decent understanding of the margin that it has to offer. And if you understand the pattern enough, then it's a potential trade that you might want to take advantage of if you see value in it, right? But I just want to make sure that you guys understand that it's not like, if you take a position now, that you don't think that it's going to go back up to 65. I mean, it can for all heaven's sake, right? But in reality, what the most prominent resistance that it's had, within the past couple of weeks has been this SMA line. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys. So, yeah. Carlos is saying, Ricky, I want to thank you for all the free information you share in your channel. I will take your course. If the free info give you a result, I'm sure that the course will help greatly. Keep up the great work. Thank you again, Carlos, for your time and investing so much time into watching all the free content on YouTube. So, that's what it's all about, right? I'm here to upload like daily videos and stuff like that. I feel like I've done a decent amount on YouTube. The course just has to do with more structure and more like holding everyone accountable, holding you accountable for your trades and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's it. Let's see. Hey, Phil, do you guys have do you mind if, because I'm live right now?
I got you.
Okay, so someone wants me to break down DGAS real quick. All right. So right now with DGAS, this is actually something that we broke down within the Learn Plan Profit group as well. And what you might want to ask yourself is doing a 20-day or 90-day analysis. You can do an overall 180-day as well, but you can look a little bit closer on the low points and high points for DGAS itself. You can also see that if we do like a flex grid, no, let's actually just stay to this. We can look at /NG, and /NG made new highs yesterday. And it actively bounced, and this is actually something that I saw yesterday or 2 days ago, that it was actually validating this SMA line, right? It's pushing up and it's creating this upward staircase pattern. It looks like it is selling off, but it sells off, it breaks below the EMA, but then it catches with this like ascending upward staircase pattern. At least that's the pattern that it's been showing, you know, for in the past couple of days. So one thing that you want to take into consideration is obviously the position from natural gas futures. When natural gas goes up, then so does UGAS, right? So UGAS has been making this like really solid uptrend pattern. But looking at like on the technical standpoint, like looking at UGAS and like when it's, you know, a low point or a high point, you can see that as it's approaching, you know, these higher points of like what is it, like $62 to $65, you can see that it's becoming more on the overbought side, right? There's no question about that. It's not becoming such a good deal anymore. It's becoming a little bit more overbought. So you have to ask yourself, is this a good deal? And if not, then, you know, what is it that you can do? Well, the inverse ETF is DGAS. And based on the previous patterns on this not this 180-day, it's this 90-day, we can look at these past 30 days. And we could identify the low points, right, at around $26 and the high points at around $30 to $31. And ask yourself, are you getting a good deal? Yes, right? Like, yes, this is a potential good deal, but is it actively trending up? As of now, it's not, right? And even on this 180-day chart, it's actually starting to show more signs of a descending pattern. It's making lower highs. And that's definitely something that you want to take into consideration. But last time that it did this, ended up breaking to lows of about 26, and it popped up to right below 30. If you see what that margin of profit is, it's a little bit over 10%. It's about 14%, right? Now you have to ask yourself, like, what is it that I would need DGAS to do? What confirmation do I need from DGAS to get the general understanding that this thing's going to start actively trending up? And this is the concept that I want you guys to focus on, that I think that you guys can leverage on any position that offers a horizontal pattern. It's you understand the pattern. You understand that DGAS offers this very consistent horizontal pattern. You could use this for multiple ETFs, not just for this current position right now. So understand this. Very consistent horizontal pattern, the understanding of low points and high points. What is it? What confirmation do I need for me to invest my hard-earned money into DGAS so I know that when I get in that it's not going to be rejected by this EMA, but it's going to start actively trending up? What happened last time? Well, it broke above the EMA and then it started to cover, right? It started to really push up. So with that simple understanding, again, waiting for the confirmation, what is it that also, if we look a little bit closer, what is it also that started to happen before the overall confirmation? The MACD started to curve back in. The overall, the push and the demand for a sell-off, the power, how aggressive it was selling off, really started to slow down when it started to consolidate. And that's a very similar pattern that you see going on right now, right? It's starting to curve right back in. And then it shows like the buy signal, and then it shoots up, and then it curves right back down. That's why I find the MACD indicator to be very effective. If you guys have not studied the MACD indicator, I do have a free video on YouTube, and I have an even more detailed video in the Learn Plan Profit course. But it's very simple. It almost can give you a better understanding. Again, you never want to solely rely on any indicator, but it can give you a better understanding on when a stock is showing signs for a potential, reversal. And that's very important to know for swing trades, because I can get in before the reversal as I get this confirmation. So when people ask me, hey, how did you know that, what was the last ticker that I traded that made me $1,000? I think it was ticker symbol DRIP. And it was because I used the MACD indicator to understand when it was curving back in. I was seeing that how it was descending was slowing down at that period, and that's why I chose to take a position for a one-day swing trade. And it made me a little bit over $1,000. I think it was like I was up like almost 1,400, and I covered a little bit over 1,100. But it's this understanding that hey, okay, it's starting to show signs of a potential reversal. A lot of this margin that it covers is aftermarket hours, so that is something that you are going to want to become a little bit more familiar with, and you don't want to go very aggressive with it. So if you're paper trading, great, start testing it out. Right? No monetary risk. If you're trading with real money, make sure as you're trading this kind of like new concept that, if you have $1,000 account, maybe going in with maybe like $100 or maybe with $10, just to see if you can actually if you have a general understanding of when to know when to buy when it's starting to curve back in. So we understand that this is a low point, right? It's done this multiple times. It's curved back in. We can wait for the 180-day EMA, but also a lot of this movement is done after market hours. So what is it that we can look for and leverage? The MACD indicator, also the RSI when it starts to recover as well. So just wanted to share that with you, because a lot of you guys are going to be asking me the same things for the breakdowns on JNUG and when that's going to potentially like sell off and stuff like that. Again, like right now, I talked about it before. JNUG is showing signs of a descending pattern. It's getting rejected by this 180-day EMA. It's showing signs of a solid push, a resistance, and it's showing a very solid support around the SMA as well. So there's a lot of consolidation that's happening in between that margin. So again, but then what's happening right here? The MACD is starting to curve back in. So it almost makes sense on why there might be a potential reversal. So then let's look at /GC. What do we see here? /GC is actually still showing signs of a sell-off, but the MACD is starting to show signs of a potential buy, right? But again, it never actually, one thing that you want to make sure that you understand is if you do get in before the confirmation, it's because it's still actively trending down, you don't want to go in too aggressively, right? Especially as it's broken down below this 1320 support, which is a very valid support for /GC. Obviously, it's gone below it before, and again, what did it do before? Looking at the MACD over here, right? Looking at the times that it's done it before, we could see here that it started to curve back in. It really, did some buy signals, continued to sell off. It did a lot of consolidation below 1320, and then it started to curve back up. So again, don't force it. Be patient and use series of indicators to understand, and just keep it simple. That's why I like to rely on the EMA, the SMA, and the MACD. The RSI gives me a better understanding if something is overbought or oversold, but I don't really need the RSI. It's just more for general confirmation that, hey, I'm getting something sub 40 RSI, or something is, par 50, par 60 RSI. So just something that you guys might want to take into consideration on being able to understand low points, high points, and then having a better understanding on when this potential reversal might happen and what approaches to take. So I don't think I've actually shared that within YouTube about how I leverage the MACD indicator. Let me know if the way that I just explained it on when to know for before a reversal happens, if you guys weren't aware about the MACD. I want to know, because if not, then I can make a video just talking a little bit more about it that I can publish on YouTube for everyone, or for the general public. Was I speaking quick? I feel like I am. My chest was hurting a little bit. DRIP is still showing signs of a solid downtrend. Again, I'm not going to be swing trading DRIP until it breaks above $9, 100%. So it's showing signs of this thing being very oversold, but there's no confirmation of a reversal. Gush, if you look at Gush itself, which is the inverse ETF, so that's GUSH, it's still actively trending up, and it has this margin, this spread from $30 to $36. So that's about 20%. Right? And that's a pretty decent margin. So right now, the margin that's left is from 32 to around 36. Yes, it's not such a good deal, but this push that it has, this rally, it's actively trending up, and you don't want to go against the pattern. So yes, I did go into DGAS. So okay, Matthew says, yeah, make a video. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, I'm going to do... So I talked to you guys about it, or I published it also. So for those that say that there's not a lot of you, but I think there was a comment on the Facebook group for Techbud Solutions, and I do read them, and also I have a team that reviews them and publishes the post, even if they're not discrediting me or anything like that, but asking about why I don't post my losses or something like that. So I posted an update on my position right now for DGAS. So if we look at DGAS right now, I posted an update. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm pretty sure I did. Well, it shows that I'm under, or I'm down a little bit under $500 today. I posted that I was down a little bit over $600. It's slowly recovered, and I'm gonna make a video later today. I'm only gonna make one upload today for the YouTube channel, and it's going to be talking about why I'm still holding DGAS and what my approach is with that. So that video is gonna come later on. I got a good amount of direct messages for people that were asking me about why am I still holding DGAS and stuff like that. And I'm going to share my opinion. I want to make sure that none of you actually trade based on my opinion. I can easily say that, but as you guys know, a lot of people just still decide to trade on when it is that I trade. And I want to remind you guys that I'm going to talk about the pattern and where it is that I see value in, but if you don't understand the overall pattern and entry and exit points and how I can get that confirmation, then I don't always, if you're not part of the Learn Plan Profit group, and even if you're part of Techbud Solutions, sometimes it takes me a couple minutes or maybe a couple hours to post where it is that I got out. And if you're solely trading based on my opinion, and there happens to be a sudden pullback as it's happened before, that's not a solid approach to have, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys note that I'm going to be talking about the pattern that I see value in and why is it that I'm still holding, and that me showing you guys the reason that I don't post okay, hey, I lost 500 or what was it? I was down $600. The reason that I don't say okay, hey, I lost $600 today is because when it comes down to swing trading for me, I've been down a couple $1,000s before. with certain trades with the JDST and stuff like that. But because of the way that I swing trade, I sometimes get in a little bit too early. You guys know I sometimes get in a little bit too early, and I tend to sell too early as well. But the style that I have for swing trading, and the people within Learn Plan Profit are very familiar with it, is that yes, I sometimes get in a little bit too early, but when it starts to reverse, that's when I start to add more to my position. And I always end up, JDST year to date, I have not taken one red trade. But at one point, I was down about $1,500 on that trade. But it's the style of swing trading that I provide, right, or that I take. And that's simply what I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm pretty excited to share with you guys my plan and my whole thought process and stuff like that. But I also want to make sure that you guys take into consideration that year to date I've still only closed two red trades, right? And for those that are is that the best? It's not even about that. It's about the understanding that 100% at certain points, I actually regret not cutting losses because I could have cut losses and gotten in at a much lower price point, and I could have made more money. So it's not even about cutting losses quick or anything like that. It's about having the understanding that that I'm still holding a position when the pattern that I first saw value in is still valid. I just got in a little bit too early. So it's that patience factor that I need to work on and stuff like that. So let's see. Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good. Can you take a look at SQ? It has been consistently making higher highs and just. Okay, let's take a look at it. This is going to be one of the last breakdowns. Just because I have to get ready. I still have to knock out a lot of work. Okay. Yeah, so right now we're going to be breaking down SQ. Thank you again in the live chat. So right now, as you guys could see, let me see. I'm trying to understand the overall pattern that it has going on. So when it did pull back, it looks like it has a support right here at around $45, although it did break below it. Right now, it's still actively trending down below the EMA, and also watch out for the earnings as well. The MACD is starting to curve back in, which is showing that it does have signs for potential reversal. Something that you want to ask yourself is, on 5/2, it has an earnings. Is there enough time to trade this, to do a short-term swing trade, to be able to approach, $52, which is about almost 10%. So with that understanding, 52 being the goal, and then 45 being the support, margin of profit is about 9.82%. The overall margin should be a little bit over 12%, about 15%. So I like that. The only thing is it has to do with its earnings. It's a pretty consistent pattern, and it doesn't always hold above the EMA. Sometimes it has some pretty solid sell-offs, but then it still continues. So the EMA that you might want to follow with, you might want to make it a little bit more loose. So instead of 15, you might want to make it like a 25 or a 30. And if you're familiar with EMAs, then you'll understand that. But the MACD indicator is still starting to curve back, and the RSI is starting to point back up again. But again, the last thing that I would want to wait for is for the overall confirmation of the break above the EMA. So right now it's still showing rejection. So let's follow up with this one. And I think I have my alert set up here. I'm going to follow up and set my alert a little bit higher at around 47.50. So great call out. This one does show pretty solid potential. And I'll add it to my watch list because it is trying to actively trend up. So I'd like to follow up with this one when it starts to get more of a solid push up. So yeah, that's good. And that was going to be the last breakdown for the private chat for the Techbud Solutions group. So let's see. So sorry, why are you apologizing? Don, what's going on, Don? So it says, sorry, yes, a detailed MACD video would be nice. It's something that I want to know more about. Appreciate that. I'll upload one for the Learn Plan Profit group, and then I'll upload one for YouTube. So let me actually add that to my to-do list. MACD LPP. Guys, I actually have a notebook now just because of the stuff that Justin and the whole team has me doing. Everything like on my phone is getting like mixed up just because we have so many different things that are going on. So I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, so a video that I'm going to be making is, especially as we're approaching earnings season, and it's because it's the time of season, I'm going to be making a video talking about like earning pullbacks and what stocks that I'm looking at. I'm going to create like a watch list that I'm going to be sharing within the Learn Plan Prof group and then also the Techbud Solutions group for those stocks that are solid companies, like Fortune 500 companies that experience huge pullbacks, and because of those huge pullbacks, they offer large margin to profit, and I'm just going to compile a list. But that's not something that you guys all have to wait for. You guys all know that there's stocks out there. You guys are all familiar with all the stocks that I am, right? And if you're not, I want to make sure that you guys all know this. So something that we have that's pretty effective within the Learn Plan Prof group that they actually started to implement within the Techbud Solutions group is we have this thing called group alerts. And this group alerts, everyone is supposed to post in this very structured format. And when it's not, you can see that people write a little X on it, right? And what I can do is, you can simply erase it. So people do it by accident sometimes, so it's not a big deal. It happens all the time. But it's in this like ticker symbol call out. So anytime that you're having trouble coming up with a series of stocks to potentially trade, we got Don right here. This is something where this is like a resource where you can go to that people are calling out stocks. They pull in their entry exits, their entry exit support and resistance, the reason that they see value in it, and then their stop loss. And again, just imagine having a list of all this. The Techbud Solutions group has it as well, but I don't think we promote it enough. And that's something that I want to do a little bit more effectively. So I think it's called under group alerts or something like that, right? So where is it? My goodness. Let's. Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. He likes to talk. Where's it at again, Lupo? I don't know if I'm... Ah, I see. That's pretty clean. Thank you again for that. I'm sorry about that. I actually did not know that you added this. That's actually really cool because that's crypto, group futures, Forex, mobile, momentum, options, swing, and that's super sweet. Wow, I really like it. So there's this watch list under this trading section, and you can see that there's a lot of people that share a lot of information, and you could see that it's not as active though. We have some people at 417, and that's just a couple of days ago, right? How amazing would it be that we have a couple thousand members within Learn Plan Profit, and these are all within just like today and stuff like that, right? How amazing would it be to have that same resource, and again, focus on quality to be done within the Techbud Solutions trading community. So one thing that I'll work on a little bit more is promoting this for people. Again, it's either on Sunday or on Monday, because sometimes you can't come up with you want to have an understanding of how overall market opens on Monday for the week. So I understand why people might want to wait till Monday, but to almost make it a requirement that if you're going to be like an active member within our group, that you have to post once a week the top stock that you see value in. So again, you're not just someone that is just like watching, but that we encourage you to participate as a part of our group. So I know a lot of you guys are busy and stuff like that, but also motivating you to start doing some work on a consistent basis, and that's once a week. 15 to 30 minutes that you guys can all dedicate once a week to sharing your top ticker call out. So let me know what you guys think about that. So and again, it's more structure, but I think it's with that structure that will motivate people to be a little bit more consistent. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, well, we're about 43 minutes. My goodness. Can you guys believe it's been 43 minutes? But yeah, this is actually pretty fun. This is actually very similar to, other than like, well, the market's closed right now. So if you guys have ever wondered kind of like what the Learn Plan Profit like morning chat is like, you know, usually at market open, like I go live and it's an unlisted video on YouTube, and then I can tune into the Discord chat and people usually just ask me questions. I do my first, I trade live. I talk about what I see value in. What's it called? It's more like what I see value in, and it's about like 10 minutes about what I talk about, 5 to 10 minutes, and then the last 30 minutes to 45 minutes to potentially an hour are me just actually breaking down a series of stocks that the group calls out for that day. So it's kind of like a Sunday stock talk, but every single day. So if you guys have ever wondered what the Learn Plan Profit like daily live chat is, that's what it is. So yeah. All right, so we still got a couple call outs from different people. So we got Merlanda saying that just enrolled in LPP. What's going on? There's a dark mode on Discord. Yep, there's a dark mode and a light mode. And there's a good amount of people talking about their different stocks that they see value in. So I cannot do a video on taxes. That is not something that I'm comfortable with because we're on all different tax brackets. All you have to do is, if you want to become a little bit more familiar with it, is you can call like H&R Block or any local brokerage or tax specialist within your area, and you can just ask them. It's very simple. What all I do is, my brokerage sends me a tax form, and I just hand it over to my CPA, and he takes care of it. I know a lot of people do their own taxes. I don't. So that's just something that you might want to take into consideration. We got Billabong Gone saying, what's up, Ricky? Guys, LPP is the best investment you'll ever make. Thank you again. I really appreciate that. So Keith Snow saying LPP finally. Nice, nice, nice. We got what's going on? Am I pronouncing that right? Merlandi? Right on. Thanks, Ricky. Thank you, Adrian, for that question. I get it all the time, but I just have to refer that, you know, I'm not a tax specialist and I can't make videos. I don't feel comfortable making videos on that because there's different things that you can leverage in every different tax bracket. So I'd much rather encourage you to take that approach. So I'm going to catch up on a couple direct messages within the next couple of minutes. But yeah, so I'm going to dedicate a couple minutes to respond to all the different Discord messages that I have. For all those that are watching right now, if you guys, when you guys reach out to me via Discord, I would encourage you, if possible, to keep it under 200 characters, just because I get, and again, it just sounds bad, but I get so many direct messages, and I spend hours every single day just responding to messages, and it takes a lot of time out of my day where I can be doing some other stuff that can be very effective. And I know it's a huge, I offer it for the Techbud Solutions group, and I offer it for the Learn Plan Profit group, and it's something that I want to take on. But a lot of the questions that I do get asked are very repetitive, guys. And we do have like YouTube and the YouTube search bar and Google, and you guys can call TD Ameritrade and stuff like that. You guys sometimes ask me questions about like, hey, what's going on with my TD Ameritrade account? Like, I don't know. I don't have, like, I'm not a broker. Like, I don't have access to your account. I can't override anything. So just something to take into consideration. You guys don't have to apologize for reaching out to me or thanking me for my time. I want to thank you guys for your time and for everything that you guys invest, you know, like just your time into my videos and stuff like that. It means a lot, and I want to make sure that I'm accessible to you, but that you guys also take the step to, like, you know, try to do your own due diligence. And if not, then, you know, that's why you have me and Justin and Lupo and Ferris, and we got what's it called, Brad, and all the different admins within Techbuds, because we're here to assist you. So just wanted to remind you guys if possible. So Matthew Figueroa saying these videos are worth it. What do you guys think about these videos and posting them on a weekly basis? Like one video that's just private for the Techbud Solutions chat. I personally like the idea. It would allow me to actually like midweek answer a lot of questions that I could avoid within the Discord chat, and hopefully just answer them here. So if you guys ever have any questions, but you want to, and it's a pretty lengthy question, save them for, I'll try to host them maybe every Wednesday. We'll do it while the market's open, and yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Just me answering your questions live. It's efficient for both you and me, and I can give you a much more detailed, like, you know, response. So I'm pretty pumped. So I want to thank you guys again for your time. Hope that you guys all have a beautiful rest of your Thursday. Hope you guys can get some Cane's, some Chipotle, have a good time, and hope you guys had a green day. I definitely did not, right? But if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, the link is down below. If you guys want to check out the Learn Plan Profit group and learn a little bit more about it, then feel free to click that first link in the description. But most importantly, guys, one thing that we do want to start to implement within the Learn Plan Profit group that I want to talk about within the Techbud Solutions group as well is the overall understanding of doing like this buddy system. So if you have become friends with someone within the Techbud Solutions community, to like start holding one another accountable. So start making a buddy within Learn Plan within Techbud Solutions, and just start actually holding one another accountable on a weekly basis. You guys follow up with one another. You guys can exchange information and stuff like that if you feel comfortable. Just again, food for thought. If you guys have someone that you can personally hold accountable and that you guys can assist, right? I think it could be pretty effective. So just food for thought, something that I wanted to share with you guys. So your GTR is my buddy. All right, guys, I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that I'm in the year on a green note. Take it easy.